the demon claws will happen. He's gonna have the demon claws as like a secret power. And they're strong enough to crack the Susanoo. It only appears in rare Uchiha. Like, this is strong. It's about equal state of Curse Mark 2. A little bit stronger, though. Because these claws you can crush, and then they enhance your strength. And then there's, like, some kind of demon shock. Hella. So, let's get into this. So, after training for about 3 years, Naruto, Sasuke... I'm kidding, Naruto and Sasuke. They're doing some light sparring. Clashing between both swords. And yeah. Orochimaru is giving them tips while they fight. He says, Sasuke, dodge more. Christian, block more. And they're doing a lot more. And they're finally both insanely strong. Sasuke goes, Chidori! Ah! They both yell Chidori and then clash when boom, with a giant lightning explosion. He goes, you two are good.
You can have your chair, Chris.
You say it now?
Wait.
Where are you going now?
If Dad wants something, clean up the kitchen and Jeff, would you like something? Huh? What? Okay. Go clean the kitchen. Can you do me one favor, Chris? Get me tissue and a cheese poop. And I just changed it. In the bedroom. Just leave it right here now.
Here you go. Right here.
Put it right there.
I did! So, basically, then Sasuke would activate his curse mark, and Christian would activate the demon claws. They'd go, Sasuke's a little bit better in speed. God! After a while, they still are equal. None of them can surpass each other. So, yeah. When can you do a Fortnite vid? I don't know, Caden. I don't know. Maybe soon because, well, the season's ending. Very soon. So, let's just get started. Full on. So, after a while of training, Naruto, Sakura, uselessness, and someone named Sai, Kakashi, and Yamato. And they'd all be ready. He says, they only see Sasuke. They wonder where's Christian. And they don't know. When Sai goes for a strike on Sasuke, out of nowhere someone jumps from the roof. Caden, that's not really possible. Because there's no actual that's not really making sense. Because, you technically play yourself in the game anyways. So, yeah. You can't really do that. So, Sai would come down, but then they hear a crater from where Sai was. He gets struck down. They see, what about you in Naruto? I am doing that, literally right now. That's literally the title of this video. So yeah, Sai would be absolutely destroyed on the ground. Naruto yells, Sai! He goes, Sai is just gets one hit KO'd. He says, one shot inside gets destroyed when it took Shikamaru and we didn't even get to defeat him. He says, He says, but you said, what if? It says, what if, but you said, what if? I'm doing that right now, literally. Like, yes, but that's not really possible because Fortnite doesn't have enough of a storyline to do that. And it's a video game. It's not like a TV show. It would make more sense if it had a TV show in it. But Fortnite don't got no TV show and all this events. Plus, you couldn't really put yourself in because Fortnite is a simulation. It don't make no sense. So it wouldn't really make sense. Coronavirus. So now back to the video. So he goes, and when he does, and when then Naruto yells "Sai!" and says "Rasengan." I know, but what about Naruto? Like you and Naruto, or me and Naruto? Because if you're doing me, then I'm already there. Literally, like that's literally what this video is called. What if I was in Naruto? I don't know. If you say me, then I'm this is literally what the video is called. I'm literally doing that. I'm literally doing that exactly right now. Coronavirus. So, like I was saying, Naruto would go for a Rasengan, but is immediately sent flying back into the wall. Sasuke jumps in, going Chidori Street, and hits the ground. Christian jumps up so he doesn't get hit by it, and it shocks all of them. They go, ah. Kakashi would activate his Sharingan, going, he says, stop running around and fight. Dude, I'm offline right now. I'm not really doing anything. I'm walking around the Leaf Village and I can't really fight. Now I wish this was pre-recorded footage. But it ain't. It's all live. So, back to the video, back to the video, back to the video. Time to the beat, time to the beat, time to the beat, bump. Coronavirus. So, with the speed of, with them all getting flying back, what about a bot? What do you mean, what about a bot? Oh, like what about a bot in the game? Like, yeah, I mean, I am going into a mission right now, so technically we're about fighting. But this isn't even about that. I'm trying to record a video. Coronavirus. I'm just gonna keep on going. Coronavirus. Whatever. So, with this coming in, he says. Then, when Christian looks at Yamato, he says, and gets a flashback of Tenzo. He says, Tenzo, He says, I'm going by Yamato now. He says, I'm gonna destroy you for what you did. He says, what did Tenzo do to you? He says, maybe put our house under Danzo's base, knowing that. When he did the wood style jutsu. He says, so, I'm gonna destroy him. When he rushes out, Yamato says, wood style, wood bullets. Wood bullets are coming, he just cut them in half, going, almighty push. Ah! There we go. Come here, boy, wood dragon jutsu to annihilate you even more. So, with one swift blow, knocks Tenzo straight out. He says, Naruto goes into his cube-eyed state, and then going into one tail. Christian says, one tail, huh? He says, Sharingan! using the Sharingan to try and body Naruto, but it's not working too well since Naruto's still stronger in his one-tailed state. Then he activates his demon claws, and then the fight changes. He goes with one shot, sends Naruto straight into a wall. Kurama even goes, "What the hell is that power?" Kurama doesn't even know what the power is that he's using, but it's insanely strong, he can say that much. Are you finally going? Coronavirus. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. You done, Mom? I gotta go. Now for the serious part of this damn what if. Whoa, dang it. So, after literally bodying all of Team 7, like, none of them stand a chance, like, boy, get wrecked. Oh yeah, actually no, all of Team 7 is there. Hinata, Shikamaru, Choji. All of them are there. Sakura is begging for them to come back, and so is all of them. They're all begging for them to come back, but they say no. He says, and Naruto says that Orochimaru is trying to steal their body, and Christian says, I don't care. What's he gonna do? I really don't care if he steals my body. He can have it. When Orochimaru hears this, he says, really? He says, yeah, kind of. I really don't care. He says, all I want is revenge. And once I get my revenge, I don't care what happens. He says, no, Sasuke would say that. And Christian would say, all I want to know is the truth and also revenge. He says, because I don't trust that it was just Itachi wanting to kill the clan. I think it was something to do with this so-called village. Are you kidding me? Whatever, I don't even care. So with destroying the entire teams, they have to fight. He goes, Katon! He says, Katon! And then he says, Dragon Flame Jutsu! Destroying them all. Then Sasuke says, Chidori Story! Putting his sword in the middle, then they all get electrified. He says, and then they all just dip out of the base because of how destroyed they were. Ino doesn't like Sai this time, since she already got someone else she likes, and Sakura already got Sasuke. Like, what does she care? He says, alright. Now, they would go and train for a while, and then they'd probably get their next. After a while, then they'd go to kill Orochimaru, because they want to kill him. Because he wants Sasuke's body, they should kill him. When Orochimaru gets stabbed by Sasuke, then the door busts. Then he feels a stab from behind him. He goes, Bruh, and it's a hand through his heart, crushed his heart. He goes, Bruh. And then they both absorb, taking half his power each, which makes Sasuke a tiny bit weaker in this type mode, and also makes him a little bit stronger also. He says, Christian says, let's go, kill Itachi. When they rush in, when they head to the Uchiha base, Christian blasts out the door with a demon claws. He goes, Ugh! And then reverts them back so Itachi doesn't see them. He says, we're here to kill you. Christian says, hold up, wait a minute. Why is Itachi not wearing his Akatsuki? He says, I left after you told me that Izumi was killed by Toby, and he admitted to it. He says, damn, you really liked her. Ooh. He says, Itachi turns his face, saying, but I think it's time we have our final fight. You two. He says, they go, yeah. Itachi gets from his seat, and they want to have a fair fight to the death. Not some like dumb fight where there's cheap tricks. When it starts, they both disappear, running on the walls. Christian would go in for a kick, Itachi would dodge, then Christian would pull a ninja wire and Shuriken would go raining down on Itachi. Itachi would get caught by them going Then Sasuke would go in for a kick, Itachi would block, then throw him into a wall. Sasuke would jump off that wall with a sword strike, cutting Itachi a little bit. Then Itachi would kick him back. Christian would go for a kick, Itachi would punch him right back. He goes, I can make this... Hold on. So first, Sasuke gets kicked. Okay, I'm trying to make this cringy as possible. First, Christian gets kicked way back into the wall. Then Itachi goes with a kunai about to slice him. He pulls out the ninja blades of the Uchiha and breaks the kunai going. He says, the ninja blades of the Uchiha. Then he kicks him back going. Then Itachi would go. Then they'd go and pretty much try and fight Itachi, but they're not doing anything to him. Not until they get on the roof. Sasuke activates Curse Mark, level 2. He goes, the Curse Mark. He says, in you, Christian. He goes, ah! He says, what are those? He says, I call these the Demon Claws. Then disappears and crushes down below on Itachi. He goes, ah! Then goes, ah! Trying to hit him, but he's missing. But then he goes for a strike on Itachi, then moves his hand backward and hits Itachi in the face. Sasuke would charge up a Kirin, while Christian charges up the biggest Chidori of his life. No, I'm kidding. Christian tries up his own move. Sasuke goes from above, Christian goes from below. Christian charges up 2 Chidoris in his hand, until they turn really, really blue. He goes... Then his eyes turn blue. His Sharingan reverts back, and then his eyes turn blue. The electricity around him, he goes... Sasuke says, with a thunderclap, be gone. Christian says, Plasma Fists! Then punches the ground. Then 2 bolts of plasma go and hit Itachi, along with the Kirin. This would not kill Itachi full on. Then Itachi would activate the Susanoo ribcage. He says, Christian releases something that he always wanted to say. He says, Itachi, I never actually wanted to kill you. Sasuke goes, what? He says, I just wanted to find out the truth because I knew there's something wrong. When Sasuke didn't notice, but I came a tiny bit earlier and saw that Itachi had tears in his eyes when he was going to kill Mom and Dad. He didn't do this out of cold blood. He was forced to. He goes, Christian says, he was forced to by Danzo in the Leaf Village. He says, dang it, he found it out. Christian says, I'm not going to let you die now if I knew that you were forced to do it. He rushes towards Itachi, and Itachi tries to smack away. When he gets smacked, he holds onto the Susanoo, and then flips in and punches and then goes for a Demon Claw, crushing the Susanoo, going, ripping a piece of the Susanoo off so then he can get in. Then he pulls out a healing tag and slaps it on Itachi, slaps about 3 of them on. He says, come on, don't die. With tears in his eyes, he says, Itachi, don't die. Then Itachi finally says, I'm okay now. I'm stable for about a couple of days. He goes, yes, I did it. He says, we did it, Sasuke. He said, Sasuke with anger, saying, you didn't tell us this? Why? Why didn't you tell us this? Itachi goes, because I knew you guys were going to leave the Leaf Village and try and destroy it, and I didn't want you guys to destroy the village that I cared for so much. He says, Itachi, in this timeline, Itachi would survive. And would be nice, and he says, I think we should all return back to the Leaf. He agrees. And when they walk back, and then Itachi says, but first, and they head to the Itachi, after every Uchiha he killed, he stored their eyes. He stored every Uchiha's eyes in a capsule, and he wrote their names on it. Then he'd store through it to look for Fugaku's eyes. Fugaku. Then he finds Fugaku's eyes and pulls and says, "We're going to be doing a procedure. I'm taking these, and taking Shisui's. He takes Shisui's eyes out. He takes Shisui's eye out, puts it in there, and then he puts an eye patch over him. So then they walk back to the Leaf. But when they do, the Leaf Village wouldn't be in ruins yet. When they walk in, Christian instantly body flicker. He says, "So you picked up Shisui's technique?" He says, "Yep." And they're walking into the Hokage's office before the guards stop them, saying, "You three are rogue ninja. You can't come." Christian knocks them both out, saying, "Let's go." They walk up to the Hokage office. He says, "You two are back, huh?" He says, "And we brought someone." She says, "Itachi, but he's a..." She says, "He's a rogue ninja." Christian says, "Was a rogue ninja." Give me a second. I'll explain this tomorrow. Well, later, actually.